WESWES, y'all.
So like I'm going to Jake the Master tree, man. Cause
The sapelo.
from nah, this is like a dry trunk like that.
Oh yeah.
2 of them.
Just makua. Someone to warriors Jake the Masters.
So, Lions Den. What's that? The new Biggest Loser challenge you're gonna do? Is that?
Yo man.
Yeah.
I didn't come out in public to talk about it, but
No, I want to know about it, like, because there's heaps of weight loss challenges.
yeah, no, that's just because my mates and I think his cousins of the people who organize the whole thing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that go and do it. Like
Uh.
they go and test themselves and challenge themselves. Man, they come out looking great, man. Like I see the transformation from before and after. I was like, oh yeah, I want to jam too.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, sweet. I want to look good for Christmas and summer too, and
Yeah.
go up to my siblings. Yeah, who's fat now? What?
Because I remember that program, Biggest Loser. Remember the old school program?
Oh, yo.
Yeah,
Like that's the program that kick-started everything.
started it, the whole thing. And they had like some prizes, eh?
Yeah.
If you lost heaps of weight or whatever, you win something. You win money or something.
At the end of it all. But I remember they had those when they had the weight challenge, like the weigh-ins, and then if you're the last, you're eliminated. But they made it's a reality TV show, so they got the cameras on you, and it's a big drama. And they have the interviews and all that kind of stuff during the trainings, and then when it comes to that day when you have to weigh in at the end of the episode.
Yeah. I think it was like a constant thing where they did a lot of weigh-ins. They pretty much kicked it off.
Because I remember watching that program, and I thought, oh, this is new. I haven't seen this before. It's interesting. Next minute, people start doing it like in the community and
In the
stuff like that.
communities,
Or your family starts doing one, and then I had a mate that always went into them, did them every time. But when he always did it, he always lost weight.
Yeah.
But then in between, he put on weight again.
Then he loses it again.
Then another challenge goes in there, loses it again. So
Everyone has one of those mates, so. So we do those weight out challenges forever, mate.
We all do that. Yeah.
But no, it's like, I think it's a good thing, eh? But the problem with those weight loss challenges, you do it for 6 weeks or 8 weeks, whatever, however long it is.
Yeah.
But the point is, you gotta keep on going.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it finished 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Like
You gotta still continue.
Still continue.
Because after that 8 weeks, everyone's gonna get back to the beers and the mea and
and the KFC and all that. But yeah, man.
I
So
think that's just their way of celebrating. Yeah, let's go back and put weight back on.
I crack up when I heard that too. So, man, I've been eating good for like 8 weeks. And it takes them like 2 days to put all their weight back on.
But it ends up being true though.
yeah.
There's like when you go and see, you've lost heaps of weight, and then you see them again. Silly. Oh.
But the incentive is there though. Like it's money. It's like money to be made. Like you can go up to like how many? You can go up to thousands. Some of them, some of these challenges.
Yeah.
So.
There's heaps. Yeah.
And then there's variations on like the rules. Like I've been in somewhere if you gain weight, you have to pay another $10 or something like that.
Yeah. Like there's a fee. Yeah.
Add to the pot, and next minute the pot's like more
That's
than
like
what you
a
started
jar.
with. Yeah, man.
So it's only might as well just quit where you're at.
But no, I think that's for survivors. Like it's the money and the losing weight. I think that's what it is.
I think that's the motivation.
That's why we like these challenges, right? Because it's about losing weight, right? But we also get some money at the end of it.
Yeah.
And plus, it's with our family, friends, community kind of thing. So those 3 things, man, that's why we do it. Hey,
Yeah.
that's why we do it.
Clout chase, was it? Must be.
Well, you can post on Facebook and show your workouts and all that kind of stuff. Because that's another thing that came out of the Biggest Loser challenge. People posting their workouts, and especially with the COVID. Like everyone's exercising at home, doing their workouts, and
all those 25 push-ups, or something.
Oh, boy, I couldn't stand those.
I
Man.
remember Sully tagged me in how many of those I never did.
I think I was getting like PTSD from everyone tagging me. I'm like, come on, man, do it for yourself.
Yeah, man.
You owe it to yourself, so.
Yeah. I gotta admit, I'm on the challenge right now. 6 weeks one. But like I agreed to do it. But then I keep on forgetting. Like it's been, I think this is the 4th week, and I've completely forgotten. You just reminded me.
You got like 2 weeks to go, and
Another 2 weeks ago, and I haven't done anything, man. Like,
But now, you know what else? It's good that you shared it with us.
yeah.
Because I've just checked in my job. I'm ready to look after myself for the next couple of months. So it's like, I'm going to be messaging you now. Sorry, how's the training going?
So sorry, it was so quick. Nah. The reason why I wanted to do it was because it's more than just losing weight. It's more like just for like mental health reasons. And it's sometimes it gets to you sometimes, and when you have people come up to you and be like, "Tolly, put on, you're gone big, man," and it kind of gets you sometimes, and then sometimes you try and brush it off. Yeah. So that's where I'm at right now, and even when some of my workers as well will come up to me and be like, "Tolly, this and that," you put on a bit of pounds there or something, along those ways. So what I did was I reached out to one of my good mates who I currently work with, and he's in the challenge. He always does the challenges, And when he was doing it, shout out to also Kyle.
Shout out, Kyle.
Shout out us. So this also of mine. Always drop him off home after work, on Wednesdays, and so I just said to him, "Oh, bro, I'm keen to, jam to your guys' weight loss challenge thingy you guys got going on." He goes, yeah, I'll come through. And I was like, man, because I can see him, like, he's literally like, he looks good, man. From like maybe a month ago, he was like a bit beefed, but then now I'm looking at him now, I was like, so, this guy's looking good, man. It's like, yeah, I want that. I want that attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it kind of had me a little bit of a motivation was to do it. Do it for myself, because you owe it to yourself, really.
It's interesting how you said, like, you felt a little bit hurt when people were making those comments on your weight and that. Because, my boss, he says it to me all the time.
Yeah.
Because I've been there long enough to be skinny when I first started.
Yeah.
Until, pulling weight until now. But he's just joking. He's old school. But that kind of fat shaming stuff that people are talking about right now.
Yeah.
But I reckon it's good. Because, of course, when you gain weight, you're unhealthy.
Yeah.
And you may as well just count the days, like, if you want to go that way, you count the days of your life at the end of your life, count it back, because it's not going to take you anywhere. So it's all about, for me, when people say stuff like that, especially people that you know well, and they say that, like family and friends, like, I always take it in, like, they're concerned.
Yeah.
Or, do something about it, because... Yeah, that's what I think. I don't think it's like, because I don't listen to what society says about these new words that come out, and fat shaming is one of them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm from the old school, and like, it is what it is, sort of thing. So it's interesting you said that you got hurt and you did something about it, because to me, that's the reason why people that say that to me, that's the reason why they say that to me. You know what I mean? Like. It's not because, they're making fun of me. It's because, hey, man, put in some pounds, man. You're right. You do some exercise. Like, you're eating well. That sort of things. So, I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah, no, not only that, but, like, it's just that as I looked at previous photos that I've had, I was like, real good. I was in a good body shape before. But I guess, with the working of the long hours and stuff, all you do was eat, work, sleep, shower, and that was a repetitive thing. And then when it came to acting, man, it became a challenge, because there was times where I'll be doing warm-ups and you're like puffed out, and it's not even halfway through the whole exercises. And then it just got me thinking, I was, man, I wasn't like this, huffing and puffing when I was getting ready to do a show or to do whatever. And then I came to the realization, it's like, I need to really look at a bigger picture and just really get involved into these people doing all these boot camps, which is good, because I did do boot camps before, and and then I think it was when I started working, it just all changed. You're making that money and making good money all that money was basically on food, and yeah, that was probably one of the. If anything, I let myself down and I let myself go, and I think for me personally, it's just time to make a change. I didn't really take this serious until now, as I've looked at it, because I've reached out to another guy who's a designer. So I said to him, this is what I have as an idea, as a little promo pic of if he can do a me versus me face-to-face photo, if he can edit it. So it's kind of like me right now versus my character on my show wearing the bandana, right? So it's kind of like a me versus me type of thing, but it's like promoting what I'm going to do in this journey throughout the whole thing. And the reason why I'm taking it serious is because of that and the other things that come along with. I didn't really talk to anyone about this until now.
So you're gonna actually put it on social media and document your your fitness journey from now?
Yeah, I probably will. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it quiet. I don't know, but I think it'll be too late because we're already on the air, and people maybe will tune in and watch it and be like, "Oh yeah, this guy's got something." But yeah, no, it's just something that I want to do and just do it for myself, really, just to feel good.
Yeah, because man, we just watched the video, or I just watched the video. This guy was just there, Dejey Scroller. He was talking about his health because you know how he's doing all his vlogs and all that, and he's talking about like he wants to get control of his health, but it sounds like he doesn't want to do it on video. He doesn't want to document it, or he's having trouble. He's struggling to figure out how he's going to do it because he feels like it should be his own thing.
Yeah,
And he doesn't, because what he's doing, he's showing his life to the world, right? On YouTube. But now he's thinking of doing this health journey, exercise that, but he doesn't know if he wants to put it out there to everyone. So he's just talking about struggling with that. Yeah. Like a similar sort of thing I'm hearing with you, and like with keeping it to yourself or putting it out there.
Yeah, I think it'll be I think it'll be I think if anything it'll be there will be a lot of supportive people.
Because it inspires too, eh?
You won't know. I mean, look at Wolfgang.
Oh yeah, man.
If you see, I don't know what it is, but he's looking good too himself.
Yeah, you can
see the process. Yeah. I think the bro was because I remember just flicking through his TikToks and he was just doing all his contents at home, and now you see him out and about, which is a good thing, you know. And it kind of gets me thinking, like, man, yo, Wolfgang can do it. I can do it too. Like, you know what I mean? And it's something that, he's probably had his own reasons and his own, what's that thing called? He probably kind of felt the same situation I'm feeling right now. And look what he's doing. He's doing really well.
Yeah, and
I think if anything, that's the motivation there too, was because of that inspiration.
Well, yeah, that's the inspiration thing about it. When people put themselves out there on social media and bring everyone to join them on their own journey, especially Wolfgang with his. Because that guy, you're right. Because when you watch his early stuff, it's all at home, his skits.
Yeah,
and it's really funny.
It's funny.
It's funny skits, man, and that's why he got heaps of followers real fast. Cause his comedy is different to anyone else's. I reckon.
Yeah, and he's just a natural man. Yeah, like it's just him being him, and that's cool. He's not trying to be anyone. He's just himself, which is a good thing.
When you see him, do you see him as a future, like maybe a cast?
You never know, man. You never know. Yeah. You never know.
But he's got the goods for theatre, eh?
For sure. For sure. Love to have him there one day.
Yeah.
If I ever make it.
Yeah. I think his video's up to week 40 or something, 40 something.
Yeah. I've been following his journey quite closely, and I've seen some of his YouTube videos as well. It's inspiring. Like, I'm in my room just watching, and I'm like, like, this is something I need to get on too. Like, if they also is doing it, then
That's good. I'm sure motivation from it,
and it's good
because he's a lot bigger. Like, he's in the 200s club. I mean, you look at someone like that and you can question yourself, like, shit, if that dude's doing it, what's my excuse, you know? So, you're right, though. Like, you're from someone who was just doing it inside his house to actually out there, train stations, public places. It's like, it's given him that motivation that he didn't have in himself. But even just to put it out there,
Yeah.
like, that's massive.
And he made like funny videos, contents just based on like his workout routines with no one named it, Terrell and all those guys. Which is good because you can have a comedy side of it and a serious side of it.
I like them. I like the reason why I like his skits in that, especially his early ones, because they were dark and they were different to any other skits. And his jokes were like crack up funny, like this sort of sad but funny.
Yeah.
Like it's probably jokes you don't laugh at, but you just laugh.
You just laugh
it's
because it's
true.
as people. Yeah, yeah.
Like the funniest joke, man. I remember I always laugh at when he had a skit where he's talking to his friend and he was crying, and his friend goes, "Oh, how come you crying?" He goes, "Oh, my mom died." He goes, "Oh, sorry, what happened?" "Oh, she had a car crash." And, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. Wow, that's sad." "Yeah, she flew out the window." And then the other guy goes, "Oi, did she fly out the window like Superman?" I was just like, "What the hell?" I was just cracking up, man.
But you know what's another painful experience? And I saw Wolfgang's videos when he put it up in his house. He was like, there was a little voiceover of a kid, and it asked him the question of, "Why are you fat?" And it just like taken back, "Why are you fat? You got a big stomach." And then Wolfgang would just turn around to the little kid and be like, when you're about to be born, you're almost aborted or something. And I started cracking up because if anything that's painful is the little kids coming up to you saying, "Why are you fat?" Say, "Gee, you want to fight?" Because those are the things that just mar you in front of everybody. Like,
but these are Pacific Island humor. Like they're jokes like that. Like we say it, we joke like it's like sort of like the backstabbing kind of jokes. Eh?
yeah,
They're backstabbing jokes, but we laugh because we know it because we've done it.
yeah.
And these are jokes that you don't even say on social media because it's too much. It's too dark,
It's too deep or something.
too deep. Eh? And Balangis, they won't get it. They'll think, "Man, you guys are sad." Like, but it's us, it's funny, and like he's not afraid to put it out there. And that's the kind of comedy that that makes me think that's why he was different to everyone else. Because everyone else saw comedy was like safe, just the old stuff that happened at school and that we can relate to. But his jokes was more,
He
more
just wanted
dark,
to
eh?
find the funny side of it.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
anything, not the negative.
yeah,
And not the ones where everyone gets hurt. But he found ways to make it funny for all of us to enjoy. And once we watch the videos, be like, yeah, I can relate.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been through there.
Now he's been a phenomenon of Pacific Islanders, especially in New Zealand and Australia now.
Yeah, for sure.
How popular he is. But his views are in thousands, hundreds of
Oh,
thousands.
hundreds of thousands, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, his Instagram is crazy too. I think it's like 100-something thousand followers.
Yeah.
And then when I follow him, I was like, gee, hurry up and follow me, mate.
I remember he got 1 million views on one of his videos, the one when he's talking about Faleves. Like he just got
Yeah.
paid and then he got the
Yeah,
phone
and
call
then
from
you gotta
Islands
give the
and
money
get
through. Yeah, that's true.
That video is in the millions. I'm like, damn, this guy is the man.
Yeah.
And then because you can make a living out of YouTube if you got enough views and all that kind of stuff. Oh.
Yeah.
So that's allowed him to get more content out there. Him and his travels. Doing his, and everybody loves him exercising, man. Like everybody sees
Sure.
his exercise videos. Because you're right, you see him when he was massive when he started. You see him now, you can see he's losing weight.
Yeah, he is.
He's getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, slimmer and slimmer.
Yeah, and he's doing these walks that he was tired before.
Yeah, now he's just used to. My son needs to the breath and whatever it is.
Yeah, man.
So it's just good. So big ups to Ulske.
Yeah, shouts to the Ulst, man. Oh, man. Yeah, man. So what's been happening, man? The last time we caught up, we went to the Samoan game last week. It was alright, eh? It wasn't a good result, but it was a good atmosphere.
Yeah, no, I miss it was sicky. I really enjoyed despite the scoreboard, but oh well, it is what it is. It's alright, we all win because the Samoans and the Kiwis team scored, so we all win at the end of the day. Nah, it was good, man. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, because we talked about it on the empty out the clip. I don't know, I was just telling this guy my feelings, and man, honest, I can't explain it, eh?
It's hard
I was so proud, and just the amount of people, supporters of Samoa, and being in Eden Park, like hardly any New Zealand supporters there. There were some, but
not as many.
Not as many, man. But man, it was awesome.
Just goes to show, man, win or lose, despite the scoreboard, it's just all happy vibes still. You know, and that's what. Oh, because that was my first experience, man, going to these types of events, like actual live game, especially with Samoa playing Kiwis.
Yeah.
It was a huge thing.
Yeah. Even the singing, you know.
Man, it's emotional, eh?
It was funny because you know how the crowd was booing the New Zealand haka.
And they ended up singing it.
The crowd was booing the haka. I was like, oh man, this is not gonna turn out well.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
'Cause every time country boos the haka, even if it's the All Blacks,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't turn out well for that
Doesn't turn
team.
out
man.
well for that opposite team.
Opposite team. But I wasn't surprised when the whole crowd was singing the Samoan national anthem. But I was kind of surprised when everyone was singing the New Zealand national anthem as well.
At the same time.
When New Zealand was time to sing the anthem and everyone was singing, and I was thinking, you know what? I shouldn't be surprised because our people, we love to sing.
Yeah.
So we don't care. We just sing anything that we know. Eh?
Yeah.
Like,
When you think
was
about it,
pretty
we're
cool.
in New Zealand, so we're in Aotearoa, so of course we're gonna sing the national anthem.
yeah. So that should come from something, eh? Like, we sang the anthem, man. Don't worry about the booing the haka. We
Yeah.
sang the anthem.
Sorry, we know the haka, but not that haka. We know that one from the All Blacks there. But no, it was good, man. Good to see our people coming together, waving them flags around. And it's crazy. Yeah. Never been in front of that many people ever.
And I just hope, because I think I told you, or I was explaining on the podcast when they were singing, when the boys first came out to the field and see all the fans, all the flags waving, man, I was thinking, man, I was wondering what the boys were thinking, like seeing the crowd, seeing the support, like being like, because honestly, a tear came down my eye, man, when, you know.
I couldn't see it because you had your
that.
glasses on. I think that's what you're hiding it, man.
So waterfall was coming down your eyes. Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't see it, so they hit the glasses. And all
But
that.
no, yeah, even just seeing footage of people that were in the crowd, like that's enough to like put you in the aura of like, man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And like just cameras explaining it on the MTL clip was like, bro, just hearing the emotion of how you felt, bro, that's beautiful. Like, you know, just to openly say it and said, man, now people were too loyal. Like we're that loyal. Fuck the score, you know. But we won that day. You know, we won because we showed up.
Yeah.
And that's cool. Carrying over from the Rugby League World Cup, you know.
And it took ages for everyone to leave, huh?
Oh,
But that's it, eh? It was like, hey, the game's finished. It's still 8 o'clock at night. Who cares?
So like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. and everyone's
The
still
train
there.
doesn't finish till 11.
There was no trains apparently, yeah.
No.
No.
But yeah, it's good to see the crowd not all leave, eh? Like everyone
Yeah.
stayed, you know.
Everyone was still staying, singing all these throwback Samoan songs, and
Yeah.
it was mean. Like, it was such a good experience, and to the point where if Toa ever played here again, I'm keen to go again. Hey, Cams,
Yeah, man.
just don't put the glasses on.
Are they playing again? Have they got another game?
Oh, I wouldn't have a clue, man.
I think
They should, man, but I don't think they are.
Kiwis Kangaroos tonight, huh?
Yeah.
And then they got another game in
And next-
Hamilton.
Yeah.
So that's it for tour. Oh. I know Tonga played England last week. And they just lost, They
Yeah.
didn't lose by much, though.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't by much. Close game.
Because they got 2 more games. I think they got another game tonight. Yeah, man, like, it's good. It's been good. Man, sports in general have been good. Like the last few months, couple of months.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Rugby World Cup, now internationals. NRL final.
I reckon they should do more international games of league, in my opinion. Like, it's just full of NRL competitions from the start of the year all the way towards the end of the year. They should like do all, like, I don't know, they used to do those 4 nations back then, and it lasted long too. I think, if anything, they should play all those teams again and have it a longer competition where we can all enjoy it.
I think it's also NRL what they value the most. And what they value is their own competition and state origin.
That's it.
I think when it comes to state origin, like, everything has to stop. You
Yeah.
know? Even they got rid of the Anzac test.
Yeah, they
Because it
did.
got in the way of state origin, you know?
Yeah, they got rid of that. It was Kiwis and Kangaroos as a one-off, and then that was it. And then they got rid of that NRL All-Stars, which was the Aboriginals at one point. But that was like before. And then they got rid of the Auckland Nines, or the Nines.
Yeah. It was either one or the other, eh?
Yeah. So I was like, oh man, you guys had these competitions that were pretty fire, but then got rid of them.
But I think the Nines. Yeah, okay. Because when the Warriors lost, no one came. No one. Everyone. No one watched the fight.
No one. Yeah, nobody cared about it.
No one cared about the other teams. I think it was Sharks and Eels. The Eels make the final.
1 year.
No one was in the stands. Only Eels.
No,
fans.
everyone was going home.
Just the cleaners and the
Just
security.
the cleaners and security guards standing on the field, making sure no one doesn't jump over the.
And then that's what Australia said. Nah, no more lines over there.
It is what it is.
Yeah, man.
God.
No. So DJ, man, congratulations on your play. What's the difference? It was good. It was a good night, man. Went down with the girls from Africa School and the kids.
Yeah, man, it was good. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So you've been a playwright for how long now?
About a year. Yeah,
A year.
I've only just started, man.
And you've done the 2 shows already.
So
Redemption.
season 1 and 2
Yeah.
in 1 year, and then the What's the Difference 685 show this year.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty crazy when I think about it too.
Yeah. No, that's testimony to your hard work, in your passion for doing this. Because to get 2 shows out in 1 year,
Yeah, it's not
That's-
easy.
I want to know where to start, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think about it, but now I've come to the realization. I'm like, oh god, yeah, I can't believe we put that out there too.
Yeah. So how did this passion of yours start? Like, how far back do we go for that? Like, when you were a school kid, or
No, I mean, shucks. Maybe when I was young, I was just always just get up in front of my fams and then just entertain them, Or for the love of entertaining, the family members, like just dancing or whatever it is. Not those whaleku ones, but those different ones. We, how you put on those whawhawhinga costumes and just make just to make them laugh. That's what I was doing, and I think that's where I found the passion for it. And then when I went to school, I didn't take acting. I just did Polyfest, bro. So I did Polyfest and then joined Samoan group, and then I just started enjoying the love of performing from school, just doing performing like that. And then once until after school, I just I just took up acting, and then I started enjoying it till this day.
what school was it?
Mangry. Yeah, went to that school, and then found my way through each different cycles and found out what I was really passionate about, and I didn't know it was this. More the performing part, but not the writing, because I didn't know at the time. I was doing all the work for the writer and the director, but me being the guy creating it, it's kind of feels weird,
Yeah, to be on the other side.
to be on the other side of the coin, I guess. I don't know.
Was it someone that inspired you, like that was here, or someone on TV, or anyone you had seen while you were coming up that inspired you to put pen to paper or just pursue the arts?
Suli was one, for sure. Suli more. My director, Jason Monmua, definitely felt that guy, man. None of these shows would have ever happened. So shout out to that dude, to the bro. I think John Tui. John Tui would be the third. The fourth would be also Troy Tua. And I think there's like 5. I can name 5. And 5 would be Oscar. Yeah, that's pretty much my top 5 at the moment.
And what of their work did you see that inspired you to wanna?
Just telling Pasifika stories, man. Just that in general, just what got me into wanting to do it. And I ended up finding my own pathway and did it not on my own, obviously, but with the help of these individuals.
Well, what was it like when you finished school, when you went into you went to uni or into
Yeah,
acting
I
school?
just did like acting courses and classes and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So at that stage, when you were going into it, you just had your mind on being an actor and just being on TV shows or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then was it during the course where you discovered writing, or what was that bit?
Nah, it was funny because back in course it was never about me being the writer or directing or producing. It was just me as the performer and only the performer. But then once I finished up from all these courses and, obviously I didn't have an agent to go and get me these auditions to be part of a film or whatever, I had to just pretty much write my own pieces, like write my own stuff and just give it a try on my own.
Oh, so off the back of not getting work, then just I'll make my own work.
Yeah, and then I
just-
started
ah,
linking
yeah.
up with I started linking up with Jace, and he just helped me, encouraged me through the whole thing. And
Because did you meet Jason through your course, or?
Nah, I met Jace through a film that we did in 2019 called Sons of Blackbird. You should check it out. It's on YouTube. It was about a spoken word, and it's about a guy in a factory work, and about a son and a father working at the same workplace in a factory, and why that shouldn't be the case at all, I guess. Like, the parents will have their own reasons why they don't want their son or daughter to work with them in a factory, because they don't want to see them do what they do. They want them to go do other things, like go be a lawyer, go be a doctor or whatever, right? So that story was about that. I played the son of Jace, who was playing the dad, and his character was against my character because I worked in the factory that he was in. And then another thing was another guy who was old, elderly, but he was still working, getting to the point where he was getting sick, and about to have a heart attack and all that stuff, and it was sad. But then the bosses were like Palangis and stuff. They didn't really care about our Pasifika people, and that was a sad thing. But the story in itself was touching when I saw it, and it's relatable. Like, despite not many dialogues, but it's more the actions of what our Pacific Island people are doing now to what the differences between them and our bosses. Like, maybe back then they had a Palangi boss. Our parents had to go through, oh yeah, you have to stay back and do this. Like, it was a must, like it was forced. Like, you had to, it wasn't an optional thing. It was just something you just had to do. But nowadays it's different.
Man, that sounds like a mean story.
Push Jade up.
Yeah, I can't believe there was like,
Who wrote that one? Was it Jace?
Nah, this guy named Last Man Soula. Yeah, he was the spoken word and the guy who did the voiceover in the whole film. I think the film's around 10 minutes on YouTube, and everything in the background was just all film, like, movements, actions, locations, and all these places. And that was where I met Jace. And after that, me and Jace just started linking up and having lunch. And then one day I popped the idea, and I said to me, bro, I want to chuck on a show for the first time. He goes, yeah, sweet. And he was always there, like, helping me, guiding me through the process. I went to his workplace to the point where you had to create like some sort of work, like if you want to go into being an engineer, like all these types of jobs. But my job was different. I just went there because I wanted to put on a show. So I went there on my days off, Monday, Tuesday with Jace, and we just started chatting, writing, planning. I was like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to put out my own merchandise. I want to name the show called Redemption, All In. I want to go get some people to take part in this play. And and to those people that I see potential in, to get them elevated to the next, I don't know, level, I guess. I don't know. Just to help them.
So after that, that spoken word play, that gave you inspired you to make your own story.
Yeah,
because man, that story, that's an important story, because that's part of how we live, and part of history, right? Like, it's sort of like the Pacifica struggle in New Zealand, the history of that, and that's a part of it. And that's a really important story, man. That last man guy, what's his name? Last man,
Soula.
Like, he must have done a lot more. Has he done another?
I think he has.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has. Man, it's just when I was chatting to him about just certain things, I just gathered as much information as I could and just take it in. And then from there, I was like, yo, this is something I want to do. Because I'm into poets. I'm into poetry and all that rhymes and stuff and all that stuff, you know? Like, I like it when poetry, like, rhymes really well.
Yeah.
I like it when they rhyme really well. And, yeah, and that spoken word, too, was something I was always into.
Yeah, I love that because I love how stories can come from a question. You know, you ask a question and you find the answer through a story.
Yeah.
And that's one of that might be a question too. Like, do we want our kids to work in the same job we are? You know, it might start from that, and then it will just build on a conversation, which leads to a play or a film or whatever it is. But I love the creativity, how that brings that up. Like, it starts from A and ends at B. Like the whole, you know, getting from A to B kind of thing.
Yeah.
And where it starts. Like for you and redemption, like what was that question? What was it a question that you wanted to know the answer and then you find out? Because when I think about that sort of thing, like with what's the difference? It's like, yeah, well, what story can come out of the Tour Samoa and the parades and bringing Samoans together for the parades? Like, what story can come out of that? You know, when I think about that. But well, for you thinking a story for redemption, like what was that process for you?
That process was pretty tough because I've had mates who've gone through that pathway. And the show that I did in 2017 under Suli, he gave me the Tyson character. And then after that, I took it with me to Redemption. And then from Redemption to What's the Difference? Because I used What's the Difference show as a sequel to Redemption, continuing on the next struggle of the character, now that he's reformed and changed his ways. So the Redemption one was, he says he doesn't want to follow his dad's pathway of abandoning, you know, the wife and the boys, 2 boys, right, to go off and like join a gang and all that stuff. But his actions spoke volume. Like whatever he says, it's like, yeah, it's just words. But then he shows it differently through his actions, doing the wrong things through actions, but he doesn't really want to see it in his own way. Like, yeah, what you're doing is wrong.
Is that the Tyson?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's in a nutshell? What's the play about? What's redemption about? What's the story?
It's just finding your way through in life, like from the good times and the bads. Like you can always like change. You can always change your ways through certain areas in the story, and that was it's just going to church and just seeking Christ, I guess. From, you know, joining or not joining, but doing all the wrong things like ram raids and all that stuff. You know, the things that's still going on currently today. That's what that's the character I was portraying, and that was the character that was pretty much how do I put it? That's the name I still get called at work sometimes, man, because of, you know, people coming out to the shows and they know. Like sometimes they won't call me by my actual name, but they'll call me, hey, Tyson, this and that, just to tease me. But it's a good feeling knowing that you did something good, I guess. Like despite them hating your character, but it was they loved what you did, but for the character, I guess.
Yeah. You know, as a writer, like when you invent a character like Tyson, and then to have Tyson appear in different stories as the same character, but a different environment, different story, or different time in his life. That must be really, for you being a writer, you must be real attached to this character now, because you've read about him about so many times now. Like, is it like another stage of his life now? Because it's pretty cool having a character like that, like in your writing, to start from A, like when he's young, how he's been brought up and the struggles he faces, and then he overcomes those struggles and moves on. Then what's the next struggle in life? Sort of like when you think of Once Warriors and what's his name? The main actor,
Jake.
He's Jake.
Tim
I
Rowe.
can't believe I forgot about Jake. Once Warriors. Then in the next film, the Once Becomes on the Broken Hearted, then the story continues what's happening with his life because it's changed, and you see he's trying to be a good guy.
That's where the idea came from.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
That's what I was thinking.
No, that's literally, you're bang on.
Yeah.
That's literally where the idea came from. Is because when I watched the Once the Warriors movies, I was like, yeah, I love that Jake the Moss character. I loved it because he played it really well. But I didn't like it because of what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you love the character because he's such a badass. And then I was like, oh yeah, so the next movie was What Becomes Broken Hearted. It's like, oh yo, the character's still there. He's still Jake, but he's kind of slowly taken back, like hesitant. Like, nah, I don't roll like that anymore. I don't fussy people in the bars anymore, man. But if you trigger me, then I will.
Yeah.
So if you know the What's the Difference show, you may have heard that Tyson character say, I don't roll like that. I don't do that stuff what you're doing. It's because he's referring back to what he was doing in the previous show a year ago.
Yeah.
And some of the audience members that came to that Redemption show, they clicked. It's like, oh yeah, I like it because he's referring back to his old, what he was doing, rolling banks and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then here's a guy who's just come from Samoan, so if you're a gangster and, ripping this and that and wants to try and trigger this character to come out of his shell, which won't be a good idea. And, you don't want to make the dragon angry, I guess.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's where the idea came from.
And it must be cool, like having to develop a character like that. Like what would from what he was before, what he is now, and the challenge, I guess, would be okay. He's traumatized or whatever back in the past. What did that do to him, and how is he going to move on? So you know what I mean? Like now he's changed because of what happened back then. But it's cool to write it out. I guess it's cool to write it out and develop that character from A to B, and then there might be a C. I don't know. Is it going to be a C?
If there's a C, and hopefully one day, if this ever comes to my goal, my dream actually, if I can take that character into a movie or even a TV series, and I have all the creative freedom of that character that I own, I'm happy. Because then I can develop it more and I can detail and mark down what this person's done previous, like, in the past. It's pretty much it's stuck with me now.
Yeah.
I can't really get away from it now because it's still fresh in the mind. And
Yeah, I bet, man. I bet it'll be hard to, I guess, release the character when it's time, or when it's time like to end it. And you can see when you hear other stories, like when people write, when you get those detective books, and it's always the same guy all the time.
Yeah,
it'll probably be hard for the author to, that's enough, no more. That kind of. You always hear that kind of stuff.
Yeah. You hear it a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much my dream, is to continue the character. Who knows what it will be next? Could be anything. But yeah, I've kind of changed the Tyson name a little bit because I start with a D, and Tyson's got the little nice spice. So I was like, oh, instead of Tyson, just him Dice, because I start with a D, and you know how you can take Tyson and put it together, Dice, and it'd be like. And then I heard my brother say, man, nah, name him Dice Man. So I was like, yeah, I'll name him Dice Man. So I changed my Instagram to Dice Man 685.
Yeah.
And it says that at the back of my t-shirts too. So it's just a kind of remembering of the character. So while I'm walking around, and it's at the back of my t-shirt or whatever I'm wearing.
But does this Dice Man have any similarities to DJ Fong himself?
Nah.
I was going to say.
No way, man.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
No, it's more the bandana and all. You've seen it, so yeah, that's pretty much what symbolizes the character, is that jacket and that bandana itself, because that's that's the actual character. That's who he was and this and that. And I've got photos from 2017 of what he did where to 2022 to 2023. It's a continuation of the character and hopefully it lives on.
Mm. You know, when you talked about might be a TV show or TV series like that or something or film, like who would you think would play him, play Tyson in a movie?
Oh no, Sully? I don't know, man. I actually don't know. Maybe Biola. I don't know. Could be anybody really. But yeah, it could be anybody.
Yeah. Man, good work, man. You know, I was gonna say.
Like for someone who hasn't seen any of the shows relating to the one particular character, what's like a explanation of how this character, like say you were to explain who he was, like as a kid growing up?
Oh, it was Ulavale.
Yeah.
Because I remember writing them down. Because I remember this time period where when I was with Jace, I had to describe the character and write what the character was about. So if I can remember, this character had like a pretty tough upbringing. He was like, obviously he was following the wrong crowd. He was naughty. He was like not listening to his mum and stuff because he was, wouldn't say, he was always like jealous of his brother Ma'a because he was always the pele. Like he was kind of like overlooked in the family. So that's why he kind of just, if you guys don't want to give me the attention, I want to go and do this and do that. Because he, from separating himself from his brother, who's like real good, holy, does all the vows, listens to mum, listens to the aunties or whatever, does all the good stuff. And then you have that one brother who does the complete opposite, is, you know, you bring those two things together, it clashes. So that character was, yeah, he was like real Lavale, but there's always ways to channel it.
Is it easy to write about these characters? Like say the other characters around them. Like, is it like just your own experiences as well, or stuff like that, or do you ask people, or like how do you put characters together in the story? Like, as obviously know who you need, what kind of characters, but how do you get their story? Because I guess each character is a different story, right? And you gotta flesh that out first.
Yes, no, I base it on real life things, man. Like the realism. Like you have an auntie who could be in her 30s or 40s still single, right? And then you could have like an older sister who's like a mother and a father figure to you, right? And that looks after your sibling, like you and your brother, for example, or your cousin or whatever. So I based all these characters in like something real. It wasn't just created like they didn't exist. These characters existed in real life because I've seen it in people, and I know of some people who's currently doing that. I've got some friends who I have some other friends who are aunties, right? But like in their 30s and 40s, but still no kids, no husband whatsoever, right? But just obviously just looking after nephews and nieces. And then the other one is like the older sister who's just looking after her brother, playing both roles as parents. And I've had friends who's currently doing that now. So that's where all these characters came about. Yeah.
So it's pretty easy to.
All you gotta do is all I did was observe. It was just observe and know what they do, and oh yeah, sweet, this is the story. Just ask them and ask them and just talk to them about, oh, is it okay if I use this as a character in the show, even though it's a real life thing? That's all you have to do. And if they give you the green light, the yes, then yep, go for goal, because that's real.
So I think I asked the same question with Sully. Like, does he get the family member that comes, hey man, I didn't say you to like, that was me.
Well, if anything, man, I learned a lot from him.
Yeah,
So he's pretty different. Well, from when I looked at it, when I was just a performer and he was just directing and being the writer of the show, I didn't like see myself in his shoes until now. It's kind of like, oh, it all makes sense now, because what he was telling me when I was starting out, it all makes sense, you know. Like he was telling me, you'll have times where you have writer's block, you have times where you run out of ideas, you have times where there was things that you want to have on the story, but then you want to can it, but then you want to bring it back in, and you know, it's like a 50-50 thing. And then it did come to that. It came to the point where I did have 50-50 ideas, deep thoughts about a story.
Do you find it important to write down everything you think about, like just in case you forget about it down the road?
Yeah.
That's like a tip. Is that like a writer's tip to write down as much as you can?
Well, what I did it based on the floods, man. The beginning of the year.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh yeah. So I was stuck on the motorway. I was gonna go meet up with Jace, but then I didn't realize that the flood on the motorway was flooded. And so I was like there 4, 5, 6 hours maybe, and I have to go to work the next morning, right? This was a Friday night, I remember. And I had to go start work at 1 o'clock in the morning, right? All the way to 1 p.m. So the funny story was, I was stuck in traffic the whole time. Everyone was in their cars. And then some people came out of their cars just to stretch, right? Because, you know, they'd been sitting in there for ages, and it was raining. It was pouring down, it was raining. My car was going to go on E. And, so what I did was, while I was waiting in the period of time, and I was just going on my notes on my phone and just typing down my experiences, what I'm like, where I'm like, what I'm feeling in that, you know, in that situation. And I still have it in my notes too. So I was in that situation. I was like, oh yeah, so today is Friday the 28th of January 2023, about 7 p.m. ish, and it was like, you know, it was getting dark, but it was raining. It was really heavy, and I didn't understand why it was raining, because it was summer, like it was hot. Like I didn't understand that. Like it wasn't winter, but it was raining, and you see all the waters, the flood waters from Onehunga, just made its way in the middle of the motorway. And it was massive, man. And there was a car that was stuck there. And so I saw all the fire brigades and everything. I just read down all the experiences that I had. So, yeah, it was tough. Yeah. So that was one of my tips. So whatever I was going through, I just noted them down on my notes on my phone. And one day I'll share it to people. Like, hey, I've experienced this. And it's real life.
Yeah. So. It's kind of those things that I think, it's like writing in the journal, right? But people probably don't do that anymore because it's like old school kind of thing. But I guess for writers, it's good practice to, especially when you write about, especially the example of you writing about how you're feeling that time, because it's like something that hasn't been done before, or something that doesn't happen every day.
No.
So you're writing about your actual thoughts about it, because I think what it does, it helps you. If you're a writer, it helps you.
It makes you think a lot. Like you'll gather all ideas like. Yeah. Just like that, but like when you want to gather your ideas, it doesn't come. So it's like, oh man, you know. And that's the suck thing about it, is like you're in a situation and then all the ideas come, and then when you're wanting them, the ideas to come through, it doesn't even come in your head. So I'm just like, oh gosh, what am I gonna do, man? And then you're stuck in that writer's block.
But psychologically, it helps, huh?
Yeah,
it's like the sense of smell. Yeah. When you get the sense of smell, it comes back to you, and you go, I remember that.
Yeah.
So when you're reading over your notes, and then you familiarize yourself with it. And it's like, and then all of a sudden, it's like you're being triggered from what was going on at the time.
Exactly.
So it's pretty good. It's a good way to sort of just jot down.
Yeah.
Like if you could, like how you did what's the difference? Like bottling that moment of the parades, but having it on lock because you did the production.
Mm.
But man, just feeling your explanation of it is giving me a little bit of anxiety. Like I was like 6 or 7 hours. Like the phone's gonna go flat.
No, it was gonna go flat.
Man.
But I think you just touched on it, because when you're feeling something weird, something you haven't felt before, you write it down. when you feel it again later on in life, you know exactly where it comes from.
Yeah.
Like, you know, oh, no, I felt that before. Like, I'm not scared, or you experienced it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Because how many times, for me anyway, man, I got this funny feeling. I felt this before, but I never know where it was, you know?
Never took notice of the signs out. It's like telling you, don't turn left, don't turn. If you turn left, and then, was the radio going all staticky? Yeah, just when you heard it, gas. See the tail, red lights.
Yeah.
And then you didn't put gas in the car. Yeah, shit. You know, you just probably new wallet. Oh, damn.
Nah, but once I finally got out of that motorway, so the light came on. The orange light came on my car, and I was like, shit, I wonder if I can make it to the pumping scene just around the corner. I had the mobile. So I was like, oh, yeah, sweet. The cars are moving slowly, and then it was fast. Like, cars were, like, finally free to go through. And then they opened up the exit, the nearest exit to go to Mangere. I went to Mangere, got exit to Mangere, went through Wormsley, Favona Road, mobile. Went there, parked my car, got out of the car, I was like, I can feel my eyes like spaghetti legs, because it was my car sore, man. And I was stretching, I was like, fuck, man, what an experience that was. And then there was another Samoan guy who was like putting gas in his car too. He's like, oh, were you stuck in there too, bro? It's like, yeah. It's like, bro, I was falling asleep, man. Honestly, I actually slept for a bit. And those types of stories, man, you hear from other people, their experiences, like, yo, we both were in that situation, man. And then once I finally put gas in the car, jumped back on the motorway on the other side, you know, coming back home to West, you know, going through Hillsborough and stuff. Came back home and it was the good feel. I was like, oh, thank goodness, man, there's nothing there on the other side, no traffic or anything. So I just sped home. And then I didn't end up seeing Jace because it was Bongi, so I was like midnight by this point. So Jace went home. I just messaged him while I was in the car. Said, oh, bro, you go home, man. I'll catch up with you the next day or something. See how we go. And he goes, oh, yeah, sweet. So he went home and then I drove home. This was 12. Remember, I got to go to work at 1 a.m. What I did was I got home. I called in sick, right? But the funny thing is, when I called in sick, I called work again. And I said, oh, bro, I'm coming into work. He goes, hey, you just called in sick today. He goes, yeah, I did, but I'm coming in. I'll come in at 8:30. And then I came to work, and then my team leader and them, they knew it was flooded out west, right? But they thought I stayed in Henderson, because apparently it was really bad out here somewhere. I was like, oh, bro, you're supposed to start at 1, but you still came to work, but you came late. And I was like, oh, well, better late than never. So I started at 8:30, and I still finished at 1:30. So I had my sick days to cover the remaining hours I was meant to work. So
That's pretty sad. Then
yeah, I still wanted to go to work. I don't know why, but
I think when you get to my age, you're gonna be like, fuck work, man.
I still went to
I'll
work.
be milking there, right? So like, man, there's a hole in my roof.
Nah, I still went to work. I don't know why I went to work here. I should have just stayed at home, man. I think if anything, my nana was getting angry. I was like, why are you going? Well, you just stay home, you know. So
I reckon they should recognize it as a flood, it's a disaster. No, you guys take the all day off.
Weren't we on like thing alert? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't the alert come on everyone's phone?
Yeah. And everyone still went to work.
And they still
in my
took
job.
they still took the sick days off you. That's sad, man.
Nah, I'm surprised they didn't, because when I got to work, I thought they were going to use it, but they said, oh, no, the company will pay for it because you stay west. I was like, oh, sweet. Even better. So I was like, oh, does that mean I get paid from 1 a.m. to, yeah. So like, sweet, I'm not complaining. I'm only going to be working 5 hours and then I'm out of here anyways. So I'm not complaining.
So what are your techniques to get out of writer's block when you do get a writer's block?
I don't know. I just go and watch something on YouTube. Or just distract myself. I don't know. Do something. I don't know, man. Like, I'll go do something so random, and then I'll come up with ideas. And, oh, yeah, sweet. Found it. This is what I'm after. Similar to the show. What's the difference? Like,
because you told me you had times you were going to give up, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. I was going to give up on the What's the Difference show.
Like during production, or like as you're writing
As I
the
was
script?
writing.
Yeah.
How
far into the writing though?
Probably halfway.
Yeah. And what got you out of that funk? Was it like just leave it for a day, or were you talking about a couple of weeks? Or
probably like a few days, maybe. I needed to take a break away from it for a bit, just to kind of really cool myself down and just really relax and just let loose. So and then, eventually I had some ideas just pop out of my mind.
Oh, was that your writer's block you had?
Yeah,
Why you wanted to give up?
but then
almost give
I
up.
found the motivation to getting back on
Yeah.
to doing it, to finishing the story.
Was it the parades?
It wasn't just the parades. It was from good people, man. It was just
Yeah.
it was from this guy in Suli, and then it was
What did they do?
no, because remember, do you remember when you had me and Suli on the other day?
Oh, was that the
After-
late returns?
Yeah, so it was after we wrapped up that thing.
Oh,
then-
we had the writer's block during that time.
yeah.
Oh, true.
I literally had it on that time.
So this whole time I thought you had already written the whole thing out because when
Nah,
you came
I
in
was halfway.
after that night.
I was halfway through it, and that was my escape, man. Was to come on here just to clear my head.
Oh, so having Sully here and like inspired you again?
Yeah, and I looked at him. I was like, yeah, okay, I got an idea now. Yeah, no, I'm being honest, bro. This, and then I went back to Mangry Arts Centre, linked up with Jason, and I just grabbed. I didn't have a laptop. I was using my mom's laptop, man. The whole time I was doing all my scripts, drafts, and everything. I was using my mom's laptop, and I was using my hard drive to save all my stuff. And then I come to realize I was like, man, I'm running out of ideas. What am I gonna do in the beginning of the show? Like, is there something there? And then I had an idea, and the idea was, okay, Redemption had an opening intro. So I was like, in the What's the Difference show, I'm gonna have a parade intro of the parades in Mangry. And then and just went from there. And everything is, as you say, is history.
It's mean, right?
Yeah.
It's funny when I was sitting there in the audience, like waiting for it to come on. Like, yeah, it was cool the footage you had. Because man, that was like brought me back to the time again.
You told me you're crying at the audience, huh?
A tear came down my eye
Oh,
again, like in the
okay.
audience. But man, just the feeling coming back of the feeling I had during the time,
The
of
parades.
parades.
A
You
year
know,
ago.
that feeling of being proud. Yeah, it all came back to me. Especially when I watched that first scene when you had it on the screen of the parades. It was like in the drone, no?
Yep.
I
Yeah.
had 7 flags on my truck.
Hey.
I had the most flags on my truck, man. The West parade. I was counting. I was like, then got 2, 4, 5. I had 7, man. 7. It's champion right there.
But I was trying to think like, okay, I think they're gonna show footage of Stephen Crowden kicking that
Drop goal.
drop goal.
That was the initial plan I
I
had
thought
in my mind.
that it was gonna come on the screen because I think that would trigger some of the parades, or maybe when we beat Tonga in the quarterfinals
And in England.
and in England, but maybe the Tonga one because that sort of kicked off the whole parades like 100 for everybody else.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because
That was more of a must-win game than England, because we were like, if we get smoked from England, it's all right. At least we, know. But that was just how people was humor, man.
Yeah.
Still got love for my Tongan people, man.
So what's that? What the writer's block was? Just the beginning. You're figuring out what to do in
it
the
was
beginning.
more than that, man. I was just trying to find heaps of scenarios and all that. It was killing me, man. And then Jace hopped on, jumped in. He had some ideas and he threw it into the script, and I was all good with it. Like, I was alright with that. I was like, sweet. So, if anything, man, this guy's helped me out a lot. So of course I'm gonna allow him to chuck in whatever idea he had, and I always credit him for everything. Like, his help and his guidance and everything wouldn't be what it is today, basically.
So I want to know, like, how hard is it to start a production and get it going, like you have done? Like I know you have to get the hall and get the actors, get the people to do the lighting. That's all come with the. Do they all come with the hall or the venue, or how does it start? Because then there's advertising. You got to get posters out. You got to get the word out. Like, say for me, if I wanted to write something and start a play, what's the first place I go to? I go to the venue and say, "Oh, I want to do a play."
Yeah, pretty much. Go to speak. I think the only motivation you can get from that is booking yourself in the theater and say, "Oh yeah, I want this date. I want my show to be here," and that will give you the
Work towards
motivation
it,
to
huh?
work towards that goal to do the show,
Right.
right? And the show was meant to be in August, pushed back to a month later because it wasn't finished yet. And then a month later, we did it. We all done the show.
And that will come with other types of stress because they already booked that date, but then you can't make it, so you got to book another date. But it might be already booked.
Yeah. But the good thing about it was Jace had his Tongan Creatives group that was meant to perform on those September dates, the first week. He gave me the blessing and goes, "Oh, bro, you can take my dates. You can take my dates. September 4 nights, Wednesday to Saturday night. Your closing, you can take those days." And I looked at him and I go, "Are you sure?" And he goes, Yeah. And man, pen to paper, signed it with Troy and them, and we were booked for September 6th to the 9th. And then we did the show on those days, on those nights you came.
Let's talk about self pressure, man.
Yeah.
But like, you know, you saying that, like actually going to book the date,
With nothing.
yeah, with nothing. But it reminds, bro, like just like you started like about your weight loss journey. It's like, to me, if Pacifico people would book, like, you know, you pay to join the fee and you go away and join the fee, and if you've lost enough weight, you get something out at the end. But if we paid up front, you know what I mean? If you paid me your week's wages, left it on the table, I'm gonna lose weight. You want to come back for it, right? That's the same sort of motivation you need, huh? And you'll get the writer's block. You'll be Dejey flat. You don't want to train.
It's just the same. Yeah, it's the same as working out as well. It would be the same thing.
But the key that you've used while doing all of that is just surrounding yourself with the people that are going to get you over the line.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
And that's how you took highly of these people that have motivated you, and they've just popped up in your life at the right time. And that's just, man, the rest is history because you've already written it off, you know?
So how does the business of making a play work? Like, okay, you book the venue. Do you have to pay up front first?
No, it was a bit different, man. Yeah, it was a little bit different. When I had the discussion with Jace, it was more like, obviously, I tried to get funding. Like, I was really on it. Like, I emailed everybody, called, made phone calls, didn't get any calls back, couldn't get any funding. And I was like, oh, bloody hell, what am I going to do? So me and Jace just chatted, and he just told me, oh, we'll just see how the ticket sales go. And it went well. But I think the saddest thing about putting on a show is, and kind of like the depressing thing about putting on a show is knowing that all the hard work you've put through, all the money that comes through goes straight to the hierage and all that stuff. And unfortunately, the actors, including myself, we didn't get money. But the important thing that we did do was tell the story.
Is that how expensive it is to hire a place like that?
Yeah,
Wow.
it is. And that's something I'm sharing with you guys now. Like, honestly, man, there was times where it was just really stressful because I really wanted to get all our people get paid. I want all of the actors to get paid, including myself. I wanted that for all of us, but it was just really unfortunate that we didn't get any funding. I emailed everyone, didn't get anything back.
Even Creative New Zealand, I think?
Nah.
Creative New Zealand?
Like, the funny thing is, all our promos and everything were out. Everything was out. Fresh TV got involved to help film us segments, and we jumped on your podcast. We did some photo shoots, and man, just everything. We just had support from Poetic and, you know, just well-known artists, man, sharing our stuff and coming out to the show. But behind the scenes, throughout the play, it was sad because we didn't get the money. We didn't get paid. That's the harsh reality of it. But it kind of gives me a motivation, future-wise, that I don't want this to happen again.
See, and I think that's important too to know because, you know, obviously when we came, it was packed. And I was thinking, man, it must be packed. Man, these guys doing well. And like, packed, like 5 shows, 4 shows?
4 shows.
4 shows?
Yep.
All packed though, all sold out.
Friday was alright. A little bit less numbers than Wednesday and Thursday and Saturday. But I think it was just I think it was a Thursday, I can't remember. But yeah, but majority of the time it was pretty full on.
And every time you experience that, you experience the crowd and go and you sort of appreciate the work you've done, because you've put in the hard work. You deserve all the people coming, and you think, wow, man, this is good success for you guys, and then to hear like all the money is going to the venue, and this is it. And then I think, man, that's why how important funding is, especially there's funders out there that help Pacifica, and even you writing a play and getting out there telling a story. I mean, that is important, and you think that there's a lot of funding out there for that kind of stuff. But then it's sad when you probably have to do something to let them know, yeah, I can do it. Now what? Are you going to give me funding? You know what I mean? Like now they probably will give you funding now because they've seen what you can do which is kind of like, okay, I guess that's the way it goes. But yeah, it's a different, it's good to know because, I would have thought something else.
Yeah, because behind the scenes, like, it was I was stressed out because of a lot of things. Like, I didn't have anyone to really vent to as much. It was just pretty much me. So the thing that I really looked on the bright side, the positive side of things was, yes, we're telling the story. Yes, we're getting numbers. And we're getting some good exposure, right? But just that one downfall, it's money, right? It comes down to financial money at the end of the day. And that's something that still kind of haunts me today too. Like, I know it's a bit distant so far with how things are right now, especially with our cast. Like, I honestly wish I could have kind of done or prepped something a bit better, but it's something that I'll take from here on out. So,
and I guess the next conversation is how do we make it better for people like yourself, for people that want to do what you're doing, in terms of like getting a good product out there, a good story out there, but then you gotta reap the rewards from it too. You know how to work. It's just sad to see the amount of work you put into it, and there's a struggle after that.
Yeah, yeah. It's all smiles and laughter and happy, like, outside the door, but like when we're inside a room and the door's closed, it's just a whole different level, man. And that's something behind the curtain that you don't see, that nobody sees behind the scenes. It's a struggle, man. It's stressful. It can get depressing. I've had to experience it, and then that's when the mental health comes in too. And those are pretty tough.
So how did you overcome some of that stuff?
Just reached out to good friends. Yeah. So reached out to good people and just chatted to them, vent to them about what I was going through. It can be a tough time now, but maybe later on down the track it could be something different for sure. Yeah.
But it's not something that could make you just quit, eh? Like,
no.
Man, this is hard. I'm not going to do it anymore.
No, it's not something you can quit on. It's something that will help you.
I mean, we've seen you put in the work. Like, this no lie. Like, I think even just you coming on the late returns and then hearing about the production. To me, I already heard it because I heard it on Afkasi Scoop. And then I just felt like, man, I've heard this before. Like, but I didn't realize that you hadn't finished it. But I pretty much watched every show you went on. So it says nothing about your work ethic. Like you're putting it out there. It's just more of the ability to get the funding, if anything. So you should never look at it as a situation where it could have been better. Because without those sort of learnings, you can't grow from it. You know, if everything had been handed to you, in your mind, you could have been like, oh shit, this is how it is now. You know, and then that can be obviously be like a fake sort of way of how you can grow as a playwright. You know. But to experience all of this, you can only go up, you know? Because if this is what the bottom feels like and how you're feeling and stuff, the sky's the limit, man. There's another year, there's another month, there's another story. And just you sharing what you've shared with us, bro, sounds like there's a whole lot more yet to tell. So you got to give yourself props about being able to share. Because if that was the purpose to get across, you've obviously told it. And that's big of you to show up, share what you shared with us today. Because not many people can sit where you're sitting, right? Because you're the one who wrote it. Not many people can sit because you're the one who reached out and got this crew together. So I've been watching, and bro, keep doing you, man. And like you've already started the first part of it, signing up on that weight loss challenge. Once you're looking back at yourself, man, you're gonna reflect a new, like, you know, like this local guy looking back at you. And bro, I can't wish you but nothing but the best, bro, because I've been watching it, man, and you're a testament to someone who hasn't tried it but just done it, you know. Because look what you've done. You managed to do 2 shows in a year. I don't think there'll be any other Pacific guy in South Auckland or West Auckland alone sitting across from us telling us that they just done 2 shows. Well, that's unheard of. Bro. So you got to look at the brighter side of what you can do. Because, man, to me, it just sounds like it was just securing funding. That's all I see, or that's all I hear. Because if he had got a sponsor and he sponsored you, the crew's paid, everything else is on you now. Getting the script, making sure that the booking's done. You can fill the arena, bro. There's nothing that you can't do, you know. I'd like to hear the part 2 of what happened on the weekend, you know. Because that's obviously something that he shared on the clip. But if he put that character into that, like, you know, the new vision of Dice, man, shit, it'll be something to worth looking forward to, you know.
Yeah, no, shovels for that. It's just it's just a lot overwhelming taking because you don't really see. I don't see it, man. But other people like yourselves, and you know, obviously yourself, you've seen it. I'm yet to see it myself. Like, yeah, I've seen people seeing what I've done out in communities and shows and all that stuff, going on to these 531 PO interviews and stuff. But I didn't know that when Letty was telling me about all those things that I have done, it's like, man, I actually can't believe I did it, I guess, you know.
That's the importance of reflecting also. I mean, just like you writing notes while you're sitting in the car, stuck in traffic. Bro, make those milestones to check. It'll be like your weight loss journey, right? If you can use it to your advantage where you've just, it's keeping you accountable, but also it's like, you know how your memories come up on your Facebook?
Mm.
It's just one of those things, eh? Like, that's why I like to use Snapchat, because it'll give you the week, the month, and the days that you've refreshed of those memories.
I still on Snapchat.
And it's better, man. And it's more, oh, damn, this is what I did 4 years ago.
Mm.
If you were to reflect over your Snapchat of what you've done in the year, Sally, you'd be grinning, bro. You'd be grinning, you know, cheek to cheek, man.
Is anyone else on Snapchat? You must be the only person
Oos.
that's on Snapchat.
The only people I draw motivation through are on Snapchat. A couple of for fingers in America.
So after what's the difference? Like, have you getting recognition from mainstream? Like, if people come approach you, said well done, or people that you thought they will never know that come up to you and said, man, that was great, like, and you're just surprised that, how did you know? Or
it has. I think it was at work. Had these new people starting work, and hey, you look familiar. It's like I've seen you somewhere. I was like, oh, you have? Where? Oh, no, you just look familiar. I'm sure I've seen you somewhere. This was recent, a few days ago. And I'm just doing my job, man. I'm just like, oh, no, I probably got the wrong guy. But really, I was just like, nah, it's probably not me. Nah, and then they eventually find out, nah, yes, I seen you somewhere now. You did a show, eh? You're an actor. And I was like, oh. So I had to just really tell them what I had to do. So it was like, well, what are you doing working here, bro? Why are you picking orders for Countdown and driving these hoists? And like, bro, you can do what you're doing out there, and you shouldn't even be picking these orders as a company.
See, that's what I was talking about with the perception. Like when I was when I was in the audience, like seeing the success. Oh yeah, you guys are successful because you packed it out, not knowing that the money's all going to the venue because that's the struggle, and that's the perception. Like this guy, when he said that comment to you, like, what are you doing working now? Shouldn't you be in a limousine, like staying in a hotel?
Helicopter.
That position. That's the perception, But I think it just talks to how such a small market New Zealand is. New Zealand is such a small market. Like, if this was America, it'll probably be a different story over there because more people, there's more. The economy is bigger, but this New Zealand, like, we need funding to help with stuff like this.
Yeah.
Without funding, we can't do anything because that's the type of market we're living in,
Can I just give you an example? Like, the reason why I asked if you had a recorder, like, because you're doing, like, theatre and it's live show. Look at the success of Laughing Samoans. Everyone knows a joke that came out of that show. But they recorded it. Like, yeah, we would have thought, okay, yeah, they got, like, the Sydney Town Hall. It's an expensive place to book. But they would have booked it, right? Knowing that they would have just finished even. No margins, merch sales. But because they sold the DVDs from the show before, fucking, they're rich, man. They got enough to fund themselves, That's why they're split, because they earn enough to sort of just go their own ways. That's just something that you could look forward to. If you got it on film, people are going to talk about it. Social media is so powerful at the moment. Man, just put a snippet up.
I chucked a snippet up on TikTok.
People are going to go, where's the link?
No,
straight away.
And there were some comments like, oh, how do we watch this?
Yeah.
Where can I watch it? How do I find it? Where's the link? And I'm just like, oh, okay, these people are really, really invested in what they want to see and watch, I guess, the story that's been told. So it's kind of like a really positive side, for me, just to hear and read it.
I mean, it may as well be on video because it's not going to be performed anymore, right?
I'm happy to throw it back on.
Oh, yeah.
I really want to throw it back on. I mean,
and that'll be the time to capitalize on getting it on film.
Yeah. And that will be the main goal. If I can, obviously I do have the final say if I want to bring the show back. If I do it, I would like to aim it for Samoan language week. We did it in Tongan language week, but
Then write yourself off also if you can pull off a full week, like a half a week, man. Shit, it's possible, bro.
Yeah, it is possible.
We didn't score a try on the weekend, but fuck it, mate. We singing songs at the end. We ain't ready to leave,
Yeah.
It's like, man, our people come a long way to sort of for us to just selfishly go, nah, we've already done it. Nah, man, like, make something of that moment, Because that'll be epic, bro, if you got it on film, man. Like, I'm hating myself that I didn't call in sick to try, even though I had already had high sick days. They're like, you going those? I'm like, man, I'm really on my second to last final warning.
Oh wow!
I was like, man.
I mean, it was a moment of, especially when the parade scene came on the show. It was a moment of reflection too, like remembering what it was like, getting that feeling back, which is cool, because everyone wants to feel good. And sometimes, when you feel good in moments like that, when the parade was on, when Samoa was just, making it to the finals of the World Cup, bringing everyone together all over the world, just that whole energy of it, I never felt that before. Even jumping in the car, going to kids at the back with the flags out the window, or the everyone in their cars with the flags on the road. Like, man, that's...
But not only your reaction. I think I heard it through one of my cousins from Sione too. Even Sione said, and he goes, man, because he's half Tongan, and he was like saying, it was like pretty tika. Like, I left thinking like, flip, ogumantui, like then. he could remember it, like when the Tongans with the MMT, the World Cup beforehand. But then he remembered this. He said it was almost like bottling it. And I remember he shared that with us, like, bro, if you could just bottle it, that moment, and just bring it to a live show. If you can leave knowing that feeling, oh God, it took me back. That means you executed what you wanted to get across us. And I didn't just hear it from Cams, I heard it from my cousin Sione. And he's a hard case, like, for him to tell me that, I was like, bro, it must have been good, so I'm gutted that I missed it, but looking forward to the DVD.
Because imagine if you bottled it again and brought it out next year, right? Maybe you did the show in Australia.
Straight up, John Tui's the main guy.
Melbourne's calling for it.
You
never know.
You never know, man.
Or everywhere there was a parade around the world, go to those places.
Yeah.
And do it, like take the bottle of energy, take it over there for Samoans over there in California or something like that. Queensland. Or
That'll be like the biggest blessing I'd ever had to come across if that ever happened. But it's not. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's definitely possible.
But I'm saying it's one of those stories that you can bottle up and bring it up again and remind everybody. Remember this? Remember how you felt when this happened? Like you can do this multiple times. You can do it in 10 years from now.
Yeah, man.
Like
it's iconic. Okay, like to us, it's like to me, like when people go, what about the parades in South? We go, what about that ones out west, man? Like people forget like Ranu is like the capital city of Samoans. It's like, man,
because what they're seeing, especially if it's a live play, they're seeing people acting what it was like back then, and they're seeing themselves in their shoes. Because man, that was me in the parade. That was me thinking that. And that's where those memories come from. Just a different way of bringing those memories back. Because you actually seen someone in real life acting what they were like back then.
Yeah, crazy and just crazy, but overwhelmed with happiness.
Well, my kids, this is how dry my kids were. When we beat, I think, Tonga, they saw the Sydney parades, and they were jealous that my niece was going live, and they were like, "Man, look at Mount Druitt right now. Look how lit that is." Man, when we heard we were getting our West parade, they were like, "Dad, we gotta get by the flags." And like my daughter didn't care how much the flags cost. She was like, "We gotta have 7 flags, one on the bonnet, one on the boot, all out the windows, and make sure we got the one on the bonnet and the presidential flag too, Dad. Make sure." I was like, and like a little bit of me was mouse. I'll be honest, a little bit of me was mouse. I was like, "Bro, that's too much red. It's too much red." She says, "I'll drive." And I was like, "You drive then." And in my head, I was thinking, "Oh, see how gangster these girls are, right?" So there's 2 girls driving this black truck, decked out for the flags. And in my mind, I was thinking, "Bro, these are a shame." But at the same time, I was proud. Because when we pulled into Pass Park, they were playing the Samoan songs. Like, I never pushed that on my kids, man. But for them to see what was happening in Sydney, and they know they will got something out west, bro, they were like proud as, man, It's just never too late to try and bottle it up and redo it, man.
Yeah, it's kind of giving me that motivation now to bring it back, just to bottle it up.
But I mean, not the 5-point trying to reverse the truck. That was when I was like, "Oh nah." There's a back there trying to reverse the truck and holding up all the traffic parade. I'm like, "Oh, this is why I didn't want to have the flags on the truck."
Did you go to the Pass Park one?
Nah. I was at the one in Mangere because I was just there to observe.
Yeah.
I was there observing the parade because I had an idea for the show a year later, which we just did a month ago. So November 2022, I was at the parades, but I wasn't waving flags. I was there to observe. And
did you take notes at the parade? See, man, see. This
Yeah.
guy took notes at the parade. That was his inspiration for some of the scenes.
If you had a GoPro to capture the guy, they went up the palm tree,
Oh man, yeah.
Because I already heard about it from someone at work. Come on, okay, look. Hey. When I saw the place, I was like, "Oh nah, this guy's champion, man."
You know what I loved about the end of the show was when you showed the parade at night in silence. Because that silence, that was, I don't know, it made you concentrate on reflecting again. But because it was silent and it was dark, and you see the footage of the street and everyone waving their flags, there was something real I know it's calm. There's something calm about it because it was silent, but it was something. It was a bit emotional. It was emotional. Yeah, and I like that effect. Who was that?
Jace.
It was Jason that said to turn the sound
Jace
off.
set all that stuff, the lighting, the
Yeah.
sound, the projection of the video, of the intro. He set that all up.
Yeah,
That was on him, and I always credit and thank him for all of that, man. Because you got to give credit where credit is due, and I give him that credit to thank him for everything. For him just to help me out with the Redemption show season 1 and 2 last year, and then his guidance with the What's the Difference show. Man, it's like now it's like my loyalty is there. If he needs anything, man, I'm there. If I need anything, he's there, and it just goes both ways. So
that was the power of that last scene. And
yeah,
his
and
decision-
we were all like stood still.
Because this is what it reminded me of. You know, when there's times when you are excited when something happens in front of you, and there might be a cheer or something happens, and everyone's like, "Wow!" and like, "Wow!" like and then there's that calm afterwards. And what you're doing at the end of that calm, you're like shaking your head, man. That was me. That moment.
Yeah.
That moment. That was like that moment when it was silent. That's that moment. But because it went on for a few minutes, you had that moment like for the whatever how long it was on. But man, it made you think in your head, man, that was great. That was me. That was that, and I love that. I love that because it made me think that, and it made everyone in the crowd think that too. Yeah.
And it was good because it was like it was dark where you guys were sitting, pitch black, and then it was a blue light in the middle of the stage with the night version of the parade going on, and the sound is going off, and we're all us as the cast and the actors, we're all just standing like it's like we were standing with the audience or sitting with the audience, just watching the screen while the parades were going on. And it was just silent, it was calm, and then once that video finished, it just went lights out, and then that was the end of the show. Just lights out, and then boom, boom. That's all I had to capture that. And then after that, obviously, you have to add in the encore song of 685 by, Victor J. Sefo, and that, just to end off with the car spells and everything.
Can you imagine what the next DVD is gonna be like? When you do that cue call and then Poetic walks out and they start singing it live.
It was funny. That was the initial plan, man.
It's never too late. It was never too late, man.
I had that also planned for that show, because I chatted with him months and months prior to the show happening, was to have him come out and rap 685. But imagine being a hula dude and not put his version or put Lisi and them's version there. And he comes out and starts rapping, and then it's not his version there. It's just like, what the hell is this? Nah. But that was in the plans for sure, man. Literally.
Yeah. It's funny because I try to avoid that song on, when you put your stories and you try
because
make
it's overplayed.
I try to avoid that, but man, I can't help it sometimes. I have to use it.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good feeling.
Man. So what's next, man? What's next? What's gonna come? Are you working on another?
At the moment, I was just having a bit of a break, but then now I just started randomly having some ideas.
Yeah.
Just out of the blue.
Another chapter in Tyson's life.
I had an idea of putting together some. This is credit to the Whakasi Scoop. This is dedicated to the ladies. They pitched that idea to me in April, and it's something that I want to give it a go. Was to put a story on David's tour.
Oh, hey. Did they say that on the blog?
If you go back and have a look, it's there.
Oh, true.
So, it's something I want to try and do. If it's possible, it's possible. Well, you won't know till you give it a try, I guess. But yeah, it's something that's been on my mind for a bit. I don't know whether you put it in a film or whether you put it into a show or whatever. 2 characters, if you want. Maybe have, the tour man himself play as himself, and maybe have him mold a younger version of himself, like talk to his younger self, I guess. But someone's playing the role. Could be me, you never know. Could be anybody. But yeah, that was just an idea. The rough times behind the scenes, that stories have never been out. That was just an idea.
It'd be powerful, man. Just hearing that. Because to me, and like I always said on all the pods that we're on, to me, I'm drawn to Pacifica stories about us. Like to me, if a guy's in America, I couldn't give a rat's ass. You know? Guys in like England, gives a shit. He's not me, you know. But when I see a Pacifica story and I resonate with it, because it's us, humble beginnings, you know. We came from the tropics to a cold place down here, and then you know when I see people like yourself, man, doing the work. It's like powerful, man. You didn't realize how much this will resonate with people like wanting to step out, you know? Because gone are the days of, man, just want to be a supervisor. And they want to work at a factory. You want to be a supervisor at the factory. Like, you know, we could be business owners, you know? We could be playwrights. We could be producers of a network, you know? It's like the sky's the limit. It's just that we need to make it more formidable in, like, everywhere we go, you know? People ask, you say what you do. Yeah, I'm a playwright. You know? It's like when people, like me being a barber, like I never used to say I was a barber. I was like, I'm a cleaner. And I should be proud of being a cleaner. You know, I've been doing the same job for more than 20 years. And I'm ready to leave, you know, start something fresh. So it almost feels fitting that you know, we're sitting here today, like just have a think about what we can achieve, you know, what we can work towards. So I'm looking forward to the next 8 weeks, eh?
Yeah.
No,
because the reason why I wanted to do that challenge is because so my vision and my idea was like, okay, if it took me like a few months or almost a year to get a story down, this shouldn't be an issue with me to take part into this. So I'm taking this as a new challenge, as a new, I don't know, desire to just change there. But I wanted to do it as like a little bit of a promotion. Like, yeah, I'm on it. I want to be in it and part of that whole exercising program, as well as having the me versus me, because that's the biggest enemy is yourself. It's not you against anyone else. It's you versus you. And my vision was, okay, I'll just have me as myself as DJ versus my character. Me versus me, like, but that's still me, obviously, because I'm playing that role of that Tyson character. So the vision was to have a face-to-face type of photo where the guy will edit it and fix it up nicely, as those, you know how you have those boxing matches, they have their face-to-face me versus me thing, but it's me versus me in the weight loss challenge type of thing.
See, even the weight loss challenge is like you're thinking about a story, you know?
Oh, it's there.
It's the writer in you, eh?
Yeah, as soon as the poster's up, yep, cool. Well, it's not a poster, but it's a lot more of a picture.
Makes you hungry to hear more, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, like I was just thinking about how you write your stories. Like, is it always a theme? Is it always a theme that you enjoy to write about? Like when you're just talking about you versus you, like it's sort of like a character's struggle way with his life, or that he's looking in the mirror, and he's battling himself. Like, is that the same kind of theme?
Yeah, it is.
And where does that come from? Why are you interested in that story, and that type of story?
It's powerful. That in itself is powerful, because if you have put yourself up against someone else, there's no story behind it. But at least with me versus me, there's a lot of story behind it, of stress, depression, and everything else that comes with it. It's just me trying to take care of the negative, taking care of the negativity, and having the positivity overcome it, and just keep working hard towards that goal. You know, if I can put on a show, then I'm surely I can do this with the help of good people along the way, which will make it easier to get over the line, like Letty said. But if you don't have the right people around you, it's never gonna get there, I guess.
Because it's interesting, the depression and the mental health thing, because obviously it's been documented all the time on TV and social media, and especially our society. Like it's a big deal with suicides and all that kind of stuff. And it's always talked about. It's there's a lot of money going into it. There's a lot of funding going into it. But it's good to like trying to figure out how to overcome all that stuff. Like we know there is a problem, especially with the Pacific Islanders that live here and that. And it's good. And I think one of the ways to battle it is to talking
Just
about reaching out, talking. I mean, you always hear it, like talk to your mate or what did they say? It's reaching out, eh?
Yeah, it's just simple. It's like a simple phone call or something.
Yeah, simple phone call and all that kind of stuff. But it's always they always say that every single time. But it's the problem's still there though. And then when we get into reach out, but actually reach out. Don't just give a text and just say hi and that's it. Like actually go over, do something. Yeah. Then that's the next step, eh? Because we know that it's not enough just to say hi and just to go over there. So I think we're still trying to figure out how to deal with all this stuff, with the mental health and the depression kind of stuff. We're still trying to. I don't think we know what the answer is. We still have to try and. I think the thing to do is just to be busy all the time, to be busy, and bring people. If you're, say you're the type of person that gets anxiety or get depressed easy or whatever, maybe you need to go exercise, join the gym, or be with people. Because I think the answer is other people. For me anyway, I think that what's the answer is be with people. Yeah. Be with your friends, be with people, be with your family, or that kind of stuff, and then talk. Yeah. But I think with your with some of your stories, I think a lot of people don't realize, but what they do on social media, what they do with podcasts, what you do with your plays, what people do on film, they don't realize that they are doing the work too. It is helping. Like when we talk about these kind of things.
Yep, for sure.
But it's good. It's a good thing that you've answered the fact that you're taking care of the negative, because sometimes it is hard to block out, man. It is when you start to doubt. You doubt yourself, but that's the importance of reflecting. And it's important to sort of see where you've started and where you sort of got over the line, But yeah, man, surround yourself with like-minded people who want to get you who are going to help you elevate to the next step. But and everything's positive, eh? There's no reasons why you can't get the next part of whatever you want to do next done.
Yeah, for sure. Something to look forward to, and it's for the first time, it's something I'm actually looking forward to is the exercising and the meal preps. Yeah, eating healthy, eating clean, drinking lots of water. It's kind of enjoy the stuff you're enjoying now. Eat the KFC all you want, and then when it's go time, it's time to really knuckle down, discipline yourself, and just do the work from there. Physically now, not writing it and thinking about it. You're doing it. So, yeah. I wasn't going to tell anyone about it, but I might as well just tell it on the podcast. So.
It'll probably come out when your first 8 weeks is done.
Well, it's a form of booking your venue ahead of time.
Oh, it's manifesting, eh?
Because that's your deadline.
Yeah, so December 9th is the deadline.
Manifested it here, bro. That's the way.
What's the date today? Look, October 28th. Okay, yeah, I got it.
I believe that, man, because one of the things I've changed in my life, right? And it might be stupid to you guys, but to me, it means something. Try watch a movie every day. Try watch one movie I haven't seen every single day.
Yeah, instead of watching the same old movies like Once We're Warriors all the damn time, and yeah, I got you. I'll figure out a movie.
Yeah, man. Sweet.
Do you have any doubt about trying to write anything new about in terms of how you've been carrying this character along with you? Have you ever just thought, man, I should just create something new?
Yeah,
because I've heard how actors try and move out of character, but they go into a new role, but they haven't watched the last person they were acting out. And then, like, you know, whenever they're being picked up, they say, oh, no, yeah, you fit the criteria. Like, you had this, but it's like you dragged Jake the Muss in with you when he came in to play, like, boy. Like, have you ever had that? Or, like, do you think you struggle with that?
Yeah, I kind of do. No.
Because it's like outside your comfort zone now.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, no, it's gotten to that point. But there was another idea I had was a solo theatre show, which it's me acting in it, but it's me playing all my previous characters from previous shows or short films, and then bringing them onto stage. And then we ended with that character that's everyone's familiar with. It's never been like what's it called? It's never been finalized, but it has been pinned down. I pinned it called Stand and Deliver.
Oh, nice.
And it's a solo show, but I haven't, the ideas are there, but I just haven't gone back and had a look.
Would you ever consider, like, trying to record that?
Yeah, for sure.
Backdrop and just...
Yeah, for sure, with lights and sounds and everything.
Be something else, eh?
I've got some ideas.
Send them through.
We must watch a movie every day. You have billions of ideas.
Yeah, that's my goal, man. Watch a movie every day. Yeah.
Well, might also figure out a movie then. No, sounds good.
I realized that when I went out last Friday to the movies with the missus, went to watch that movie, the Leonardo DiCaprio one.
Any good?
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Is any good?
It's good, man. But man, the thing I got out of that was like being away from the real world and just being immersed in this new world and on film for like 2 hours.
Wow.
And for that 2 hours, just being like inside the movie, like thinking, man, I'm watching this movie, I'm gonna be in this world for however long this movie is. Man, you just forget about stresses outside, man. Like nothing, like like man, don't have to worry about bills, don't have to worry about stress, work, all that kind of stuff. I'm just in the movie, man. Like concentrate on the movie, like I'm in this movie, watching what's playing out. Then when the movie finishes, back to the real world,
Yeah.
But it's just that 2 hours of escaping. And I was thinking, okay, man, that's good. That's good to be like outside, outside reality and in a different world. I want to do that every day, like every night. Try to watch a movie every night. Just escape the real world and be immersed into the film.
I might go back on my Netflix account and have a look at a good movie. A different movie this time. Gosh.
Yeah, man.
No, yeah, definitely look into it.
Sweet. Is that us?
Yeah. I don't know.
So when does it started now? The Your Biggest Loser.
No, it starts on November 6th
okay.
to December 9th.
Okay. And do you have a partner or just you?
Yeah, no, I got
It's a partner one.
the bro. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
because I've seen him go to doing all of those weight losses, and I was like, yeah, I want to go do it too.
And do you have to weigh in every week or?
I'm not too sure how it works, but I think surely, there has to be. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to being around our Pacifica people going through the same journey as I will be for the first time as well. So that's something to look forward to, knowing that I'm not the only one, and knowing that I'm not the only one with a story.
Because you probably get heaps of stories out from that, eh?
That's part of the plan, man.
Yeah.
Meet new people, gather some stories, information, and see what we can do with it.
I'm sure there's comedy out there that could be about
You never know.
Pacifica and weight loss challenges.
You never know.
Talk about the struggles
You
and
can just call it the eye of the tiger, man. You know what I mean?
nice. DJ, brother, man, pleasure to have you on the podcast, mate.
Oh, man. Thank you, boys, for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Looking forward to your work in the future.
Looking forward to being back on here again.
Oh, remember, I've got some ideas for you.
Let's get the DVD out.
Cool. We'll do. Sure, guys.
Right. Shadows.